Hello everybody. I just thought I would do a quick video here to show Perf Pro. We used this at the gym for, well, 7 years, whatever, the whole time we were open, and I've always had a copy for home as well. I've pretty much used every app that there is out there to try and use either on a phone or a computer just to see what I think is best anyway. I really like Perf Pro for a whole bunch of reasons. You download it from the web, and it's a one-time fee. There's a few different levels, like 1 computer, 3 computers, unlimited computers, so on and so forth. But basically, download Perf Pro Studio, and you can have 14 days trial, and then yeah, it's a one-time fee. I don't know. It used to be $100.99. Yeah, so it's a 3-rider limit at $100, as you can see, and there's different things you can add to it. But basically, this 3-rider limit does the trick. You would need an ANT+ stick for your computer, and yeah, so that's where you get it. So I just thought I'd run through building a workout and a couple little things that I like about it. So let's go into workouts. Sorry, this is not the one I actually use. So I don't have a ANT stick set up, and I don't have a trainer set up, but I can pretty much show everything I wanted to show. So we just go into workouts here. There's a whole bunch of workouts that he has online from a variety of people, and they can get automatically downloaded in your system, or you can say no. You can create new you can create new libraries, so it's pretty easy to use. So we'll just add a library here, and we'll call it, I don't know, SMP and Steve Neal. And we'll favorite the library, and that's a little easier to find things later. So save the library and favorite it. So now whenever if we build a workout, up here, then it's going to go into that. You can add it to a library later. So we'll start building a workout. There's a bunch of little built-in workouts. I don't usually use these, but you can build a ramp test. I usually just do it manually myself. So what the heck? Why don't I just do this? So we'll do a ramp test, start at 100 watts, and we'll increase by 25 watts, and we'll do that every 4 minutes. Let's include, let's start it at, yeah, let's just do this. So we'll load that workout. Now that workout that we just built gets automatically loaded to perform. So let's say, oh geez, that's an automatic workout, it's ramp test, I wanna change it. So we can go to the workout, and if I had built it, we could edit it. You'll see here that the workout doesn't have a spot to edit. So let's go back to workouts, and now we'll go into the library here, and we'll build a new workout. So a couple of things. You can build a workout based off of FTP. In this system, you can set your MAP so that it does a percentage off of MAP. So worked with Drew a lot at the gym, and finally got MAP included. But you still basically, the system will assume that your MAP is your FTP in the calculations of workouts. So build a workout and set it to MAP, then it's going to be, say, whatever, 85% of your MAP, if that's your choice in the settings. You can do a wattage erg workout, which is just like, fixed wattage, different levels, and so on and so forth, like a million other workout builders. You can do time and grade, so you can say 4 minutes at 1%. You could say 4 minutes. Let's finish that. Let's go to time and grade. So if I want to build a time and grade workout, boom, time and grade workout, then it's going to automatically start us off here. So we could say, okay, let's do whatever, 3 by 20 minutes. And we're going to assign this to the SMP library, and I don't really usually get into this. There's not really every type of workout that I like to call it, so I usually don't assign a type, to be honest. It's for sorting and stuff in the library, but you can actually just you can name your workout, and then when you go to pick a workout, you can just search for it by name. So anyway, so we'll do 3 by 20 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and we'll do a little 10-minute warm up here, and we'll start that warm up. We'll start it at 1% grade, and we'll finish it at a 1% grade. We'll do a target cadence of 85. It gives a plus or minus 5 range. And then if you want to add a new step, then you just add a new step and it goes below. So now let's say I often use slope mode, and I just, because I don't use a smart, now if you use a smart trainer, it will talk to it and change the slope. So it'll make it harder, and then you can use your gears against that slope. Personally, I don't attach my trainer to Perf Pro because I use a rev box like 90% of the time, so I'm using this as a fancy timer. But what's nice about that is I can make, I'll make say 5% grades for my on intervals, and let's do, we're doing 20 minutes here, so you can either select and do it like so, and then we're going to add another one, and 20 minutes on, and what I say, 5 minutes off. So 5 minutes off, we can say, let's just do this 5 minutes on, 20 minutes on, and we'll just call this work, and then we can call this rest, because it's going to automatically put the description in here. Let's do our work at 70 RPM. Remember, it's going to give a plus or minus. I'll show you that later. And let's recover at 95. So now we can we can create a group. So we had 20 on, 5 off, but we want to do 3 of them. So now we can turn this into a group here, and we can say I want to do 3 of them. So now it's going to build those 3 intervals, but oh, wait a second, I want to have a visual differentiation. So I'm going to take my recovery slope, remember, because it's not going to talk to my trainer and make it harder. I'm going to do that with my gears on the rev box, but still it's a nice visual representation of what the workout looks like. And then we're going to add another workout here, and sorry, I did that wrong. So yes, oh dear, oh well. So let's add another one, and let's take this out of the pairing, and I'll just do that quick. So we want 5, and we're going to do this, we're going to call this rest. Making mistakes is always good to show you how easy it is to fix it. So now we've got a pairing of 3 by 20. We're going to take this down to 2 for a visual representation, and then we're going to have let's say a 10-minute cool down. So now we're going to have a cool down here, and we'll put a little title, and we'll put the cool down on 0.5. So once again, it's visual. Okay, so now we've got our little warm up. We got 3 by 20, and we've got our cool down. If you want, so for instance, if a lot of times when I'm doing recoveries, I won't ride my bike. I will sit on my bicycle and do respiration training like I did today. So we can go in here and add text alerts. So we can say we want to add the alert whenever that step is over, and we could say start respiration training. Now these can be used for like, hey, you're doing a great job, if your coach is so inclined to be so wonderfully positive. Basically what happens is now the comments in the box that are relative to each step will be will show up whatever time you ask them to. So lots of workout builders have that, but I just find this one pretty easy to do. So that's how you build a workout. So we'll save it, click done, and we'll open this up now to do the workout. So a couple things, you can have custom screens, and so this screen can be customized as what's in each box. So you can you know, everyone has their own opinion as to what they want to have here, so it can be customized. It does take a little bit to get used to how to kind of get around, but he has great information on his website. But just practicing is always good. So you can have a visual representation of laps here. I usually close this during the workout. I think it leaves a lot of space for other things. So what's nice is you can make these all any size you want. You can lock these. You can dock it to the top, bottom, whatever. A lot of this is really handy when you're talking about, you know, when at our old gym we had 20 people in class. Every single person has their own box. So it allowed us to resize the boxes, and you know, we had 5 TVs with I think 4 people on each. But what's kind of cool is when it's just, you know, you and yourself, then you can make these boxes as big as you want. So on a big screen TV is pretty awesome. So you've got a grade here, which shows you what the current grade of the step is. And then you have a cadence, whatever the cadence goal of the interval is, it's going to show you that number, and then it's going to have a little, it's going to turn green when you hit it right. Plus or minus 5 is going to be green. And this little bar fills up as we do a workout. So if I was riding and I was at 75 RPM, it would be like below the bar, and at 74 RPM, 75 RPM wouldn't be green. If I got into like 81, 82, then this little moving target thing would turn green on the dial. Obviously, in each of these would be power, and like I said, you can set these up to be like lap average. You can toggle through. He's got a bunch of different power metrics that are already set up on all the screens, but you can set up your own custom display. And you know, like for instance, you want to edit your custom display, then you just, anything that's underlined, you can click on it. So we got heart rate. Well, I want to see my lap average heart rate, let's say. So we can go over here and click on lap, and now we can scroll down here and find lap heart rate average. So then that's that. We can see cadence. I want to see my lap cadence average. So, whoops. What am I doing? There we go. Sorry, I've already done that. So lap data fields, and I want to see lap cadence. So average, boom. So now we've got cadence and lap average, heart rate, lap average. I don't want to see my speed. Maybe I want to know my normalized power for the whole workout. So let's go to power metrics and say, let's look at normalized power for the whole workout. And the intervals are long, so maybe we might want to have normalized power for lap. You might see it before me. I know this might be painful for you. It's kind of like, you know, when you're watching somebody work on a computer and you see something they don't. So it must be in power, lap. Wow, I don't see it. I know it's here. Oh well, I won't waste the time in the video, but I know lap normalized power is here because I use it. Now it's going to bug me. Wow, I need some tunes playing in the background. Doo, doo, doo. Heck, I don't see it. Anyway, so you can click done editing, and now this custom display can be yours. Remember, anything underlined, you can have it in a box. Okay, so that's the sort of the screen that you're going to get all your information off, and then you've got a total workout timer. So if I just hit start here, oh, got to pick an athlete. So you can go up here and go and pick yourself, select, boom. So now I'm here. I should be able to start the workout. So a couple little things that I'm sure lots of software does now, but you know, I'm just really used to this one, especially for testing, which I'll go over in a sec why I like to use this software. So you'll get a visual bar that's going to move across this graph, which many do. The neat thing is you can scroll across this workout with your cursor, and you can right click and you can say go to this exact spot, which will take you to that exact spot, or you can, you know, right click and go to this step, which will move you to the beginning. So, you know, I don't know, you're doing a workout and you know, you're only a few minutes into the second interval, and I don't know, whatever your boss calls. So got to take the call. So you take the call, and it's only like a quick one, and you're like, yeah, I'll call you later, I'll email you later. So you're like, okay, I want to start this step over. So then you can go back to the beginning of the step. So that's kind of handy. You can move yourself through the workout pretty easily. So let's just stop this. Like I said, you can have, total timer, lap time. You can have it count up or count down. I mean, most of us like it to count down, but what's really interesting is when I'm doing inside testing, I actually like it to count up. There's a couple of bit of information you have to grab in the inside test that's relative to when the last lactate was taken. So I like it to count up because I don't have to do the math later. So that's super handy. And you can just do that by toggling this up or down arrow, and it changes how the timer moves and whatnot. So let's just stop this for a second, and we'll finish the workout. It's going to automatically save it. When you stop the workout for the second time, then it's gonna automatically save that as a file. Okay, so now let's go to the workout. Now you see that I can edit this workout because I built it. Remember, the first one I picked was an automatic workout, which you build and then it shows it to you and allows you to do it, but it didn't allow me to edit. So if we want to go to workouts again and we want to build a step test that we can change, then let's build that step test in erg mode. So we're going to just do MAP test quickly, and we're going to put it in, say, SMP library. And if I put SMP at the beginning of them, they'll all be sorted. And we'll do a 10-minute warm-up, and we'll start at 100 watts. Actually, I'll show you how I like to build it. So we want 4-minute steps. So usually what I do is I have a 6-minute step at 100 watts, and then I have a 4-minute step. Now, I like to make the steps 8 minutes long. So if we go down here and just go 125, 150, 175, 200, and 225, I'll explain why. So this little warm-up is just a warm-up that will create a lap in the system, in the file. So that's the other neat thing, is it'll auto lap for you, which is a setting. And if it auto laps for you, then in your fit file, there's always a lap, so you don't have to be pushing the button all the time. Now, the reason I like 8-minute steps, so we'll save the workout. We've got a library, boom, click done. So let's go do this step test. So I'm going to close this. As I said, I don't usually like that visual representation. So we're going to hit play. You can set it up so this command center disappears automatically. Anyway, so we'll hit play on the step test. Okay, and now you'll see that the command center is gone. The step test is running. We're in our little warm up. Okay, so you're like, okay, fine. I've done a couple minutes and I want to stop. So I'm going to go to the second set of the test. So I'm warmed up at 100 watts. I'm ready to go, and I'm going to start my actual first set of the step test. So now it's running for 8 minutes here. We only want 4-minute steps. So the reason that I like to use this software and I like to build it longer than the test actually calls for is in case there's a lactate issue or a measurement issue, or just something funky happens. So then you're doing your test, and theoretically you could build this as a little reminder to say 3 minutes and 30 seconds into the test, get ready to take lactate, so you don't forget that you want to do it at 4 minutes. So heck, let's do that right now. Let's finish the workout quick, and that clears the timer, so we could start it again. Let's go in and edit this, and we're going to go into this step, and we're going to show us a separate alert during the steps. We're going to turn that on, and we're going to say get ready for lactate reading. Okay, and we want to show that alert 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the step. So 3:15 into there, we're going to show it for 10 seconds. We'll update that, we'll save it, boom, and we'll close this and we'll now restart. So we just made a quick change. We forgot to do it. It's pretty easy. So now we've got a warm up. We'll go to the next step. We're ready. Go to the next step and we'll say okay. But around 3 minutes into this, we're going to have a message. So I'm going to guess here, see if I can get to there. So let's go to this exact spot. So 5:54, it's counting down, and the message was 3:15 in. So how's my math? Background music again, remember? Let's go a little further. Hopefully I don't miss it. Huh, must have missed it. Weird. Oh, wait a sec. Did I put it in the wrong spot? Let's finish the workout again quick. Clear it. Edit. So, oh yeah, see? I put it on the first one. That was silly. So let's open this up. Let's copy this just to show you. So I can actually Control X and just delete that message. Okay. Update it. Now let's put it where I meant to. And just for mathematics' sake, so you don't have to painfully listen to me, I can Control V this, and I can now copy it in here. And we're going to have the message show us at 4 minutes. I know we'd want it before 4 minutes, but just for easy math, we're going to show it for 10 seconds. So now we've got the message in the right spot. Quick change, done. Close this, start the workout. So now what we're going to do is we're going to skip this step, and we're going to go right to about halfway in that step. So 6 minutes is the start. So we're going to go just before 10 minutes. Let's go about there. Let's try that. So we'll go to this exact spot. Now in a few seconds, we should see the message pop up. So now this would pop up because we've got an 8-minute lap. You don't want to forget. You can have it with a little audible beep, which you can hear. And it says, get ready for lactate reading for 10 seconds. It'll disappear. And now like, oh yeah, I got to get ready to get my strips and stuff. So you can set little reminders because we're running these long steps. So I would put that, reminder at about 3:15. So then you get ready, you take your lactate, you're done at 3 minutes and 50 seconds, and you get a bad reading. So now the trainer's still going to hold 100 watts, right? You're still in the same lap. You haven't moved forward. All you have to do is take another lactate. So because it's still running on 100 watts, you don't have to futz around with anything. You don't have to pause the workout. You just get ready, do your lactate. Should only take, whatever, another 20 seconds. Then you get that lactate reading. You're like, 3, 2, 1, boom. Okay, that's a good one. Now, right away, you just right click and go to the step. So you didn't have to fiddle around while you took your second lactate, and it's going to auto lap that, and then you can move into the next one and away you go. So that's why I like to build the steps longer than the time we actually want in case you have a problem. You can just let the software keep holding the wattage while you try to solve the problem. Usually is just another lactate reading. So that's another super handy thing that I like about the test. So then to build a fact test, let's just turn this workout into a fact test. So we'll leave those, we'll go in and we'll edit the workout. Let's save it. I'm pretty sure the icons are different, just bear with me. Yeah, save as. Let's save as same thing. So we'll save it as fact test now. So that way a lot of the steps are done for us. Boom. So now it's going to, so it's now saving as a fact test. Let's just click done. Oh darn, where to go? Go to workouts, and let's go up here and let's go to all, and let's just type in fact. So now fact comes up. It shows us what kind of a workout is, and it shows us what library. So let's open it from here. So it's pretty easy to go find a workout. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and edit this, and we're going to add some steps in the end. So we'll make those 8 minutes as well. So we'll go down here and add a step at the bottom. So that was just a right click to hold this, to add a step, and it's always going to add it. Just a second. I want this lap. This is new. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to go delete this top one. Sorry, there's just an update. So now we've got our 100 for 6 minutes and so on and so forth, but we've added a new lap at the end. It's always going to pick up the last wattage. And, you know, let's pretend my MAP is 300. So I'm going to do the second part of the test at 150. And then we're going to add and we're going to go, you know, let's just put in some random numbers, and I'll show you what you can do later. To let's just go up by 20 watts the first time. Let's go up by 20 watts the second time, and then let's go up by 20 watts. Sorry, 170, 190. Let's just go up by 15 watts, so 205. All right, you get the idea. So now we've built the ramp part of the test. Okay, we can give it a title, right? So we can call this whatever, phase 2, step 1. And then, so you can build this in erg mode, okay? And I know we like to go by heart rate, so just bear with me, I'm gonna get there. So one way you can do this is to build it in erg mode, and then you're in the second part of the test. We want this whole first piece at 150 watts. Then we want to go to the second step. So let's go to this step just for demonstration purposes. So what you can do here is you can increase the load by changing the person's theoretical FTP. So if I add, see how my target is changing over here, 175. So what you can do is you could theoretically keep it in erg mode and just like watch your heart rate and manipulate the wattage in erg mode to keep your heart rate where you want. Now this is a lot of fiddling, so I wouldn't recommend it, but it is a way to adjust the target live while you're working out from something you've set. So as you start recovering and you're clearing lactate and you want to keep your heart rate up, then you can just, you know, keep at changing this target. So that's one way. Now, the better way to really do this would be to, let's go back in here and edit it, except let's save it as, oops, that's down here, it's new. So save as a mixed mode workout. We'll get to that in a second. So we're going to call it slope so that we know this one's built in slope mode. So what we can do now is we can look, you'll see how now mode says watts. So this workout was an erg mode built workout, right? So now we can go in here, we can go to the phase 2 wattage, and let me just make this a bit bigger. So now we can go to where phase 2 starts, right? And we can now, you know, we can change the title. Let's pretend, oh geez, I didn't do that last time. All right. But what we can now do is we can go in here and we can change this to a bunch of different things. So you can use your, you know, PD curve and whatnot, different time, best time zones. But in a test, what we want here is we want to set a grade. So well, let's set phase 1 to 0.5. Let's go in here. You have to change this to grade each time. And really, like I said, I would be using these different grades just for visual. But if they get too steep, we can change them live. So if, for instance, you don't like the cadence, which is something else I'll talk about when we get it built. So let me just rebuild quick. So now we're going to build these all just at slightly higher grades for a visual representation. Let's change the titles. Phase 2, step 3. And, sorry, phase 2, step 4. Okay, so let's save this. Okay, so now you'll notice that there's a different color representation for something that's in erg mode versus something that's in slope mode. So let's start the test. Okay, so now let's go over to the recovery section. So, whoops, this should be in erg mode. My apologies. So let's go to this step. So now you'll see the grade says 0.5 up here. So now this is where when you're doing a test, and you know people are doing it in slow mode and they kind of don't like their cadence or their gearing against the slope, you just can't find that correct gear that you really like, fine, then you can change the slope. So even as you're recovering and clearing lactate, you might want a slightly different sensation, because remember, we want to do this second part of the test as natural as possible. So now if I adjust my FTP, you'll see my grade change. So this change that I make will stay for the rest of this lap. So if I want a little steeper, whatever, because my gear is not correct, but I want a little harder, fine. That's how you can do it. But note, 1.25, if I go to the new grade, so go to the next step, then it's going to go back to whatever it was in the target. So you just have to remember, okay, I was at 175. So you just change it. So this is a really good way to sort of fiddle. If you don't have that right gear, you can, you know, adjust the grade and keep yourself happy. So those are a few of the features of Perf Pro that I really like. You know, quickly on some other stuff, it pretty much takes any device. So might take me a moment to find this. So you go into ANT+ devices. If I had my Moxie on right now, it would automatically recognize that data. And then there's going to be, if you go back to here, for instance, if I want to edit these stats, I could go in and you'll see there's a muscle oxygen metrics. The VO2 master you can hook up to Perf Pro. And what's really cool about that is anything you gather in Perf Pro gets put in the fit file. So then, you know, that software that you see me use once in a while online when I'm looking at tests, if I want to compare, you know, muscle oxygen in a workout, I've got it all in one fit file. I can just drag that file into my other software. Or if you, so it basically works like a Garmin would, gathering the Moxie data. But what, you know, for me, it's like I might have 3 muscle oxygen sensors, and I might have a VO2 cart and stuff like that. So it's just neat that you can add data fields from whatever devices that you have, and they all go in one fit file. Now, as an athlete, you can just one sec. You can go in here and define, you know, whatever zones, however you want, heart rate zones, ANT+ options. So this is where, you know, web account, you can authorize, you know, training peaks or today's plan or whatever it is you use, and it'll automatically go there. So this just, you can really use it and it'll auto send your workout. I'll be honest, unless I'm testing people with Moxie or doing workouts with Moxie myself, I use it as a really fancy timer. But when I'm using Moxie, it's nice to really get that data collected all in one spot. And I do find this works better than, you know, Garmin or Wahoo for pairing with a Moxie. Anyways, so that was kind of longer than I thought. But if you have any questions about Perf Pro, you can, you know, shoot a message on the forum. Anyways, hope everyone's having a good day.